Hello, and welcome back to Savage Talk with JT Savage. It's been a while, I know. Apologize. I was working on some things. I have a new studio, as you can see. New microphone. All sorts of new things. New lights, new Rodecaster, new Stream Deck, blah, blah, blah. I have a new camera coming tomorrow, which is why I should have waited to make this video until then, but, well, I figured what the hell, get one last cast in with this old Elgato face cam, which I love, by the way. It's an amazing camera. But I have a, better camera coming in. Not a webcam, an actual camera. Like a mirrorless Sony or something like that. I don't know. What am I supposed to know? Everything? Come on now. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about today was all the things that I've missed while I was away on vacation and building the new studio. So many things have come out that I've missed that I wanted to cover, and I was just too busy getting things done, and I was off for a week as well, so there's that. But like, so much has happened in such a short amount of time. Like, so many things have come out, and while some of them have been really, really good, most of them have not. Shocker, I know. But let's start with the worst. I would say it's the worst of the worst because it's the biggest one of them all, and that would be the Obi-Wan show. Pure dog shit. I mean, pure dog shit, and the biggest disappointment out of everything that's come out recently. And, this has been covered to death, obviously. I'm late to the game, but I did want to talk a little bit about it. Disney has got their marketing department together and deflected the fact that the show sucks by blaming racism and their fans for racism for the reason as to why the show sucks. Now, while the actress Moses Ingram, I'm sure is a fine person, she's not a great actor, and her part was unnecessary and terrible, and she did not play it well, and that's has nothing to do with the color of her skin. It's just what it is. But that's the least of the problems with this show. Like, the least of the problems. They made Obi-Wan a bumbling idiot. A bumbling idiot who is a coward, and everyone else is the hero. Well, every woman is the hero but him. The 10-year-old Leia, who, while the kid is adorable, first of all, she doesn't look 10. I think she is 10, but she doesn't look 10. She looks like she's 7. The whole thing with her is comical and not I mean, maybe it is meant to be comical, but I don't mean it's funny as in that's what they were going for. I mean, it's comical how bad it is. When she's like running away from the people trying to get her and running away from Obi-Wan, and it looks like an old Keystone Cops skit, which I'm sure none of you are old enough to even know what the hell I'm talking about, but that's not the point. It's just everything. I hate when you have a character that's going to be beloved in the future, and when they're a child, they play them to be the most naive, stupid person ever. Oh, like she just got freed from her kidnappers, and then she runs from the person who saved her. It's just ridiculous. There's so many bad things with this show that Moses Ingram is the least of them, but yet Disney, trying to deflect from how bad the show is, all they talk about is how people and their racisms are the real problem, and not the show itself, and how badly written it is, and how probably should have never even been made. And if it was, it shouldn't have been this. Let's put it that way. I mean, it starts off with Obi-Wan not doing his job, which was to protect Luke. He leaves Luke to go get Leia. There's so many bad things about this show. Okay, that's the first show. Now, let's get on to the next one. Speaking of Disney and Marvel and all that garbage. She-Hulk. She-Hulk is a beloved character that John Byrne made very popular back in Day. He did a lot of really cool comics with She-Hulk, breaking the fourth wall, doing some things that had never been done before, and it's really awesome. John Byrne is one of the best comic book artists of all time. He had great runs on the X-Men, probably the best X-Men run ever, which is what made them as popular as they are today. As well as the Fantastic Four. He's done some Avengers stuff. He did Alpha Flight. He's done a lot of great things, man. A lot of great things. She-Hulk was one of them, and they destroyed it with this new Marvel thing, Marvel show. It's not out yet, but it's very clear they destroyed it. They seem like they don't care anymore about their graphics. Obi-Wan graphics were terrible. She-Hulk CGI looks like dog shit. It looks so bad. Everyone complained about it, and then Marvel's like, oh, look, we fixed it. And then they showed a comparison of what it was and what it is, and you really can't even tell the difference, so they did nothing. Marvel has gotten lazy with their CGI and cheap. Lazy and cheap. That's what Marvel and Disney has become. Lazy and cheap. Their shows are not good. Their movies are okay. They used to be great. Iron Man, Stan Winston's suit was amazing. Or invincible. Whatever you want to call it. Anyway. I'm really disappointed in She-Hulk. And I had previously recorded this. And apparently it didn't record. So I'm going to say it all again. Differently this time, I guess. Because, I don't want to repeat myself. But the basic gist of what I said that didn't record for whatever reason was that Marvel MCU, as it is now known as, has been elevating all the women in the show. And we love women, by the way. I'm glad to see, She-Hulk was a beloved woman character from the comics that we loved. However, I don't know what's wrong with these companies and what's wrong with Marvel that they act like women have never had center stage and done amazing things or been amazingly super characters. They have Buffy and a million other ones, and they were all written well, which is why they were popular, not because they were a woman thrust on center stage, making every man look terrible in the process, while just giving them powers and them not earning anything, just being, look how wonderful they are, like Rey from Star Wars, and like even kind of Kate Bishop. I mean, they had that little montage of her growing up, but she's the best, whatever now. And this is Captain Marvel's the best example. Captain Marvel's just the best. She's super strong. She goes through ships, whatever. It's just poor writing, and I don't know why they have to do it while making men look bad. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I'm not going to go into it, but it's getting tired, and everyone sees it. And the MCU now, as the Marvel is known as, is just, if you haven't noticed, they're replacing all the male characters. So She-Hulk is going to replace the Hulk. Kate Bishop has replaced Hawkeye. Riri Williams is going to replace Iron Man. Shuri is probably going to replace Chadwick Boseman, who unfortunately passed away. Who else? So many. Thor. Natalie Portman, whom I love, is going to replace Thor. Now, speaking of terrible things, that new Thor trailer is complete dog shit. I love Thor. I liked Ragnarok. I had problems with Ragnarok. Mostly, I had problems with Valkyrie. Not because she's black or anything like that, which, is what people will say. No, because she literally enslaved people for them to be killed. And that was not a problem for anyone, apparently, including her. All she did was drink and go, whatever, let's go. She had so many people killed as she enslaved them. But apparently that's just forgiven and not a big deal. And that's how Marvel looks at things now, which is ridiculous. That's how most of these leftists look at people, and when they make things, that's why their writing is so bad. Because they're basically villains in real life. So they can't write heroes anymore. And it's pathetic. And It shows in everything they do. It really does. So they're replacing all the male heroes with women and making all the male heroes that are still there look like fools, like they're doing to Thor. That's why I'm not even interested in it. I was really looking forward to it until that damn trailer came out. And it just ruined it, man. It just ruined it. It's ruined. I'll tell you some more good shows. There's a show called Outer Range with Josh Brolin. It's on Prime, I think. I think it's on Amazon Prime, which, yeah, it's hard to expect good things from Amazon Prime with that Lord of the Rings thing coming out that looks so damn bad. But Josh Brolin is a cool dude, man. He was on Hot Ones, hence the shirt. Love me some hot sauce. Josh Brolin was on Hot Ones, man. He was awesome. John Bernthal was on Hot Ones, who was also awesome. He's the Punisher, by the way, in case you don't know who he is. He's also in a show I'll talk about later. A good show. But other than those two guys, they mostly just put on really terrible leftist people, and it's just, they had the girl from Stranger Things on the other day, which, another good show. Stranger Things Season 4 is a really damn good show. It has a lead female character whom they've built for 4 seasons and has a backstory. And while she is super powerful, she wasn't just given her power. She works for her powers. And she's working this season to get her powers back. And how does she work through it? By going through the trauma that happened in her life, okay? That's how you build strong women characters. Just like you build strong men characters. They have to go through something. You just don't give them all the powers and go, make men look stupid. No, you have to build them. They have to go through hardships. That's how people become better. That's how you get good at what you do, okay? Modern Hollywood has forgot that, but Stranger Things is not. And to be fair, Stranger Things Season 2 and 3 were not the best. Stranger Things Season 1 was amazing. Stranger Things Season 4 is really damn good. The monster is really good. The new character, Eddie, is really cool. I like him. I wish there was actually more of him, Cool dude. Plus, they do the whole D&D thing in that show, and they go over something that happened way back when called the Satanic Panic, which was something that happened in real life. Most of you too young to remember that, but basically they were trying to demonize D&D and say it was making people devil worshippers and all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. There might be devil worshippers today, like for real. I'm not talking about the ones that from the Church of Satan. I'm talking about like the evil ones, like the people in the government. They might be Satan worshippers, but not people playing D&D. Okay, people D&D were just nerds wanting to have fun. Anyway, speaking of Stranger Things and D&D and all that other stuff, and the CGI in that show was mostly practical. And they did the tentacles in his neck and stuff were CGI, and they looked amazing, by the way. And the monster effects and everything in that show was amazing, unlike She-Hulk and everything Marvel has done in the last year or 3. Marvel just doesn't care anymore. They don't care. They've given up caring. They've given up spending money on CGI, and maybe it's hard to find people, but I'm sure if anyone has it, it's Disney Marvel, right? They have more money than God. Even though they're losing money left and right now because they're putting out shit. But yeah, that they use CGI the correct way with practical effects and real sounds, real stages. Unlike Marvel, that just has this studio where everything is digital now and everything looks digital. And Obi-Wan looked like crap, and She-Hulk looks like crap, and I'm forgetting some things. The Doctor Strange was really good, but Doctor Strange is always good. Like they always do. Well, no, I take it back. There was a lot of bad effects in Doctor Strange too, like that bus in the beginning. You could tell that they rushed that damn bus. That bus was rushed. It was bad. It was real bad. It looked like old, like old school Jurassic Park was better CGI than a bus 20 or 30 years later. However long it's been since the original Jurassic Park came out. I don't know these things. It was a while ago. Let's put it that way. His shit should be better. Period. No excuse. God. Yeah. So check out Outer Range if you haven't seen that. It's a really good show. It ends anticlimactically, like most shows these days. It's still a good show. It's worth watching. While most of these Disney shows are dog shit. Okay, that are just you using your memory berries and jangling them keys and trying to get you to. You know, it was really nice to hear James Earl Jones doing Darth Vader again. But then when he started doing non-Darth Vader shit, like choking out people for no reason, you know, just to show, ooh, I'm Darth Vader. Look, I'm back. You know, and I'm sure the argument will be made that he was trying to get Obi-Wan to come out, but it just was gratuitous and stupid. And I talked to one guy who said a friend of mine. He said he liked the show, and I'm like, what the fuck is it about Obi-Wan that you like? He's like, I really like Darth Vader, man. I'm a Darth Vader fan. And I didn't want to have the discussion with him, so I didn't. But I just thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. You like Darth Vader, and you like James Earl Jones, but you're going to excuse how bad everything else was, and you're going to excuse the fact that Darth Vader didn't really act like Darth Vader, and he's not even real Darth Vader. He's Hayden Christensen Darth Vader, and I never liked Hayden Christensen Darth Vader. Even though he's got the James Earl Jones voice, he's Hayden Christensen. Like, you know, he's still not that old. And it also doesn't make sense how in 7 years Obi-Wan is going to go from who he is now to like the oldest man on Earth. But whatever. It's neither here nor there. Jeez, man, there's this. All the Marvels been disappointing, at best disappointing. Even Doctor Strange, which had its moments. And again, I told you in the last video, I really only like that because it was because it was Doctor Strange, and because Sam Raimi did it. The rest of it was dog shit. The Marvel part of it was dog shit. I don't know, man. Another thing that's really good that I did not see, but everyone, and I have not heard a single solitary person say a bad thing about this movie, was Top Gun, the new Top Gun movie, Maverick. Didn't see it, so I can't talk about it. All I'm going to say is I've never been the biggest Tom Cruise fans, but every once in a while he does something really good, and apparently this is one of them. And there's no woke bullshit in it, and there's none of the dumb shit that Hollywood's been doing lately. This is an old school, back to basics, awesome fucking movie, and I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna wait till it comes out on a streaming service or something. You know, that's what it is. I don't want to go to movies to see it. That's just as good as I heard it is. I can wait. But other things. Let's see. The Dumbledore movie. I saw that last night. Man, that was bad. That was so bad. It was so boring, anticlimactic. Everything in the movie you had to like figure out for yourself, which is not a problem if it's really good, but it just wasn't good. Like so many things in the movie happened that there were no explanation for. Like I don't remember the character's name, but he was the guy who had the sister's memories removed. They don't explain any of what happens after that, or you know, it's just it was just bad. It's bad, but I was happy to see Queenie get married at the end with what's his name, Jacob, because that woman is really beautiful and I like her, and she's really cool in that movie. I didn't like when they turned her bad; that was terrible. But you know, whatever. I'll tell you another good show that most of you've probably not seen. A little show called We Own This City. Again, with John Bernthal, Punisher. It's a show about police corruption in Baltimore. And while I am a full back the police kind of guy, I don't back criminals. So it's a really good show, and it's based on true events that happened in Baltimore, because Baltimore, as most of us know, is a really troubled, shitty city. And there's a lot of crime, and apparently it goes both ways, police and criminals. Apparently they're both there. You know, the police are the criminals as well there, as well as the criminals. So, I'm really glad I don't live there, But if you haven't seen that show, check it out. It's on HBO Max. Really, really good show. I believe it was 6 episodes. Again, man, there have been some good things that have come out recently, but all the major big ones have been terrible. Terrible. So Miss Marvel comes out next week, I think. The show Miss Marvel, it's geared for kids. It's not geared for me, but it looks terrible, and I bet a lot of money that it will be terrible. But again, it's not made for me, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe kids will like it, but somehow I don't think so. It looks just really bad, really, really bad. Have you seen the Gotham Knights trailer? Wow, that shit looks so bad. That may be the worst trailer I have ever seen. Honestly, that might be the worst show. Like, that might be the worst CW show yet. And that is a really high bar. There's a really, really high bar. And I believe it's written by the same people, or at least has something to do with the same people that made such classics as Batwoman, which is finally canceled, even though they're petitioning to try and get it back, even though it was literally the worst show on television ever made. Ever. However, Gotham Knights may take that title away because it is so effing bad. So bad. I'm not going to get into why it's bad. I'll wait till it comes out, and then I'll tear it apart. But if you've seen that trailer and you liked it, I mean, good for you, but I want to reevaluate. While we're speaking about the CW, this one hits close to home, and it bothers me. I'll tell you why. I am a huge Supernatural fan, okay? I've watched that show for 15 seasons, and not all the seasons were great, but I've always loved the show, loved the characters, and it's a CW show of all things. Now, when they started that show, I do not believe it was a CW show, which I think is why they had to do things a certain way and not CWize it, even though they kind of tried at the end, and they tried some things where they tried to do some spin-offs that would have been dog shit, and I'm glad they never happened. But they are coming out with a new Supernatural show, and Jensen Ackles is going to be doing the narration of it as Dean, and it's going to be about his parents, before they had them or when they first met or whatever. And while that sounds like a good idea, if you watch the show, you know that his parents didn't know a whole lot, and up until certain events happen, John, the father, who used to be played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, obviously he can't be played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan in this show because Jeffrey Dean Morgan's an old man now. A great old man, but an old man. So, if you watch the show, you know that he didn't find out about the supernatural shit until basically when Mary's father died and they were about to get married. And if I remember correctly, he was made to forget even that. So I think canon-wise, he doesn't learn about it until after she's killed. Again, I could be wrong. But more importantly is the lore of that show they built throughout the seasons. And the lore itself, if you watch the show, most of the hunters didn't know shit about the way things go. They didn't know a whole lot about demons. They didn't know a whole lot about the men of letters. They didn't know a lot about magic. They didn't know a lot about anything, honestly, back in those days. Because they were ignorant, because the men of letters were all wiped out in, I believe, the 50s or 60s. So how they're going to go back, and because I saw the trailer, and it was really terrible, and they basically rewrote all the canon stuff that we loved about the show. So why would I want to watch a show where you destroyed the canon that made the show great in the first place to try and tell a new story about an old story. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. Like, I could forgive it, but it's really CWized. You know, they destroyed the lore for one, and then they went and CWized it, and I can't abide that. I really can't abide them destroying the canon to make this show, but I sure shit can't abide both CWizing it and doing that. So that's another terrible show, and it breaks my heart because I love Jensen Ackles and I love Supernatural, and I hope it gets canceled, and I want to forget about it because I don't want to see anything from the CW. It is the worst television company ever made. They're garbage. That's why they're trying to sell it, because it's garbage. All the DC shows on it suck. They tokenized everybody and they replaced their and if you watched my other videos about the redheads being replaced on CW shows by people of color, Batgirl in this show, no, not Batgirl. I'm sorry, there is no Batgirl in this show. Robin is played by I believe a black woman in this show. It's Carrie Kelly Robin from The Dark Knight from Frank Miller, which happens many years in the future when Batman's all old. And she plays Robin in this. She was a redhead in that book, and she's no longer a redhead. She's not a little white girl. She's a black girl. Again, they killed another redhead for a CW show for, I don't know, what, diversity? I don't know. But the show looks so bad, I don't even think it's going to get made. It's so bad. Gotham Knights is so bad. Like, it's worse than the Supernatural. It's so bad. It's all characters you've never heard of before and you would never want to hear of. And it looks so freaking terrible. Go watch the trailer. If you want to laugh and be sad at the same time, go watch Gotham Knights trailer. It's so bad. Anyway, one last show I'll talk about. It's not a great show. It's a good show. Sort of a good show. It's a good show, but again, anticlimactic ending, setting up for the next season. I believe it is on Amazon Prime. Actually, two more shows to talk about. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. One of them is called Night Sky with J.K. Simmons and Sissy Spacek. It is about a old couple that find a bunker under their house that is a doorway to another planet. Okay? And things happen because of this. And it's pretty cool. It's an interesting concept. It's very slow moving, okay? Don't expect excitement and action. They're old. They're old people. But it's a good show, and I like it. And there's some things you're going to be like, why would he do that? But still, it's pretty good. The only problem is it ends anticlimactically. And it's sort of a cliffhanger, but not like, oh my God, Again, another show that's like, yeah, it's good. It's okay. And you're not dying to see the next season, but you're like, okay, it's interesting. You know, I wish some of these shows were more like, you know, gut punching and leave you wanting more, like really wanting more. But a lot of the new shows are just not doing that, and it's disappointing. Tokyo Vice ended like that too, which was weird.
It's weird.
Tokyo Vice was a great goddamn show, but they start the season off showing you how everything's supposed to end, and then they don't end it at the end of the season. So you're left waiting for a whole nother season to see how what happened in the very beginning of the first season ends. And it's like, that's too long, bro. You needed to end that the first season. I'm sorry. It just... Anyhow, another Amazon Prime show to talk about is The Boys with Carl Urban and Jensen Ackles and a bunch of other people. But I like Carl Urban and I really like Jensen Ackles. And the first 3 episodes are out and a lot of people hate it. I personally like it. I thought it was gory as fuck, which I like. It was very brutal, which I like. The woke stuff is more making fun of it than anything else, so I can deal with that. I never read the comics, so I'm not disappointed by anything I see. that wasn't in the comics or done differently, I'm not sure other people would agree with that, but this is my personal point of view, and I could be very wrong. But what I've seen so far, it's pretty good. Looking forward to seeing more. Looking forward to seeing Soldier Boy, Jensen Ackles, because the dude has had a rough time of it lately, man. You know, he was in that movie with Alec Baldwin where Alec Baldwin murdered somebody and got away with it. And I don't know if that movie's ever going to come out, and probably shouldn't. And, it sucks for him. And well, obviously it sucks more for the poor woman who was murdered and the other guy that was shot. And it sucks because Alec Baldwin is seemingly going to walk for murdering someone. But, it is what it is, man. And then he's making that terrible Supernatural show now, and I feel bad that he's making that, and I really wish he wasn't, but it is what it is. But The Boys is cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing Soldier Boy. Like, you see a glimpse of him for a few seconds in, the third episode and whatever, but I'm waiting for him to actually be in the show and do some Soldier Boy shit. Because I saw some, I don't know if it's promos or if it was cut from the show, some stuff he did, which was kind of funny. It was nice to see because, he's always been a very straight and narrow kind of guy in Supernatural, no cursing because it's a CW show. So it's nice to see somebody act more natural, even though, they're not playing the character you're used to seeing them play. But they're playing something else, and, he's supposed to be like a Captain America type character, but in the Boys universe, which means he's probably a piece of shit. He looked like a piece of shit in the first episode, which, it'd be nice to see Jensen Ackles play a piece of shit for once. The only really time you got to see him play a piece of shit recently was when he was a demon in Supernatural, and he wasn't even that bad in that. So, it's nice to see him play something else. Anyhow, that's it. Hopefully next week I'll be making proper videos again, not just talking about a random bunch of different shows that have been going on recently. But, I'm waiting for my camera to come tomorrow, and I just wanted to make something today because I had some free time. And I did want to talk about all the things I missed and let you know that I haven't died and forgotten to make videos anymore. It's not like I got lazy. I was just been really busy with a lot of different things between vacation and building a new studio. And it's not done, by the way, as you can tell. I need to put more panels up, and I really need to get some cool Punisher stuff for the wall. Maybe posters or statues or something. Some cool Punisher stuff. If anybody wants to donate some Punisher stuff to me, hey, that'd be cool too. My info is in the about on my YouTube page. Anyway, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying, if anybody wants to, I wouldn't be against it. Anyhow, please like this video. Smash that SheHulk smash the like button. And hit the subscribe button as well, I guess. They're all different buttons. Hit all the buttons. The subscribe button. The like button. And leave a comment. Because if you leave comments, somehow that helps the YouTube algorithm. And more people will see my videos. And the more people see my videos, the more subscribers I get. The closer I be to monetize. The closer I can do this for a living and make videos every day. Instead of just whenever I have the free time. And that would be great because I like making these videos and I like talking to you guys. And unfortunately, there's been more bad than good recently, but there's definitely been some good things. Check them out if you haven't already. And you have a good day. I'll see you next time.